So the guy I've asked to speak tonight, I actually met him 10 years before I come into the program. Uh, we were working at the same place. We were both contractors in there. And of course, then I was drinking all the time and stuff. And I didn't ever know anything about AA, but I could never figure out why this guy was always so happy. He was just happy as could be, always, about anything. If it was raining out, he would be happy about something else. He always looked on the bright side, and he was always grateful for everything. And he told everybody how grateful he was for everything. Um, got a lot of respect for this man. He was my first sponsor, and I don't know how many times I heard from him when I first come in here. Read page 30 to 34, 30 to 32. Read the bottom of 32 to 33. Anywhere from 30 to 34 is what he was always telling me when I'd call up whining to him about my problems. He'd say, it's in the book. Read these pages. Just pretty amazing. This guy's pretty amazing to him, and without further ado, I introduce Ricky L. from Lima, Ohio.
Man, I love coming to a place like this. It's like being down home. I'm from Southern Ohio. I'm going to tell you 4 things I know tonight. First thing is, I'm an alcoholic. My name's Ricky Lyons. By the grace of God, the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, I've been sober since September of 1991 by the gift of God. My home group is Singleness of Purpose in Lima, Ohio. If you're ever up that way on a Monday or Friday, come and visit us. We're a study meeting. And my sponsor is Keith Watts from Columbia, South Carolina. I tell you them 4 things to let you know that I'm actively involved in Alcoholics Anonymous. I got actively involved because an old man told me this is how you get sober. So what I'm going to talk about tonight, I'm going to talk about God and Alcoholics Anonymous. Anybody else want to talk about anything else? I know there's more readings you could come up with. I mean, don't hold suit here. I got Brad's been a great friend, and some of you guys I've met through the journey. Me and Gary T go back pretty good distance now, 24 years at least, because that's how long I've got to live in Lima. The book tells me I share in a general way what it was like, what happened, what it's like today. All right, let's see. What was it like? I heard about Alcoholics Anonymous in a state penitentiary in 1981. I was doing a 2 to 15 year stretch. First time to a men's penitentiary. But they had this game going on in prison. I don't know how many of you have been in a joint, but I've been there a couple of times. But when I was in the 80s, if you went to these AA meetings, they'd sign this slip, they'd send it to this social worker, and they'd send it to this parole board that you had to go talk to go home. A lifer in there, I complaining probably because I just stuck to myself. But he said, "What are you in here for, boy?" I said, "Robbing." He said, "Well, is drugs and alcohol involved?" I said, "Ain't everybody in here for drugs and alcohol being involved?" I love the effects alcohol produced. Drugs are involved in my story because I was raised in the 60s and 70s and 80s. But anyways, I started going to this meeting. I went 14 months. I had 14 months left on my time. And I started going to AA meetings, okay? I loved it because you got out of this cell for about an hour and 15, 20 minutes. You got to go in there and drink street coffee. And back in them days, they could even bring donuts from the outside. So you just had it made. I'm grateful because Alcoholics Anonymous cared about me. And I never knew that until 1991 when I crawled in here, hopeless and desperate. And the only thing I remember about AA at that time was there were some old boys from Cincinnati that come in Lebanon back them days. And this old boy said, last meeting I was going to, and I'll never forget, I wish I'd caught their names, but I didn't. And this old guy stood up there. He said, and I'll tell you the same thing because I know what he's talking about. He said, I can't promise not one person one thing in this room, but I can promise you what AA will promise you. He says, if you ever get sick of being sick, there'll be a light and a seat in Alcoholics Anonymous for you. 11 years later, after getting out of that institution, I crawled in Alcoholics Anonymous. Actually, that's not true. I got my 12th DUI in February of 1991. That's the last DUI on my record. To this day, and I don't think I'm going to have to repeat that today anyways. And I got incarcerated. It was my second one in less than 2 years. And I went to jail, and I knew something was wrong with me. I knew, something just was not right. My family wasn't this way. None of them were dishonest. None of them were, going in and out of institutions like I was. But something happened when I finally got sober enough to hear something besides my own head. I heard that guy from Alcoholics Anonymous in that prison. He said, a light and a seed be on for me. I was sitting in that jail. Of course, everybody that's been in jail, you know about the jailhouse lawyers. They can all get you out. They're still sitting there with you, but they can get you out. I was one of the best. Be sitting in there, I could tell you everybody how to get out. I couldn't get myself out. A lot of sense that makes, right? Okay. But I sat up there and I heard that guy tell me that. And I knew I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't get bonded. But I did. In 17 days, I went in front of the judge. Of course, all the jailhouse lawyers already told me what was going to happen. They had my sentence planned. They hadn't even talked to a prosecutor, judge, nobody. So they had it all wrapped up for me. And I just, I'd been in enough institutions and jails. I just, okay. And I went in front of that judge, and something happened. That judge gave me time served. I did 17 days straight. I know exactly what I'd done. 17 days. Gave me time served and a $2,000 fine. And took my license for 3 years. And let me walk. I got drunk, folks. But a day or two later, I was so miserable. And I called AA hotline. And I started going to meetings for about 9 months. I didn't get sober for the first 9 months in Alcoholics Anonymous. Because I wanted to come here and do it my way. My way just wasn't working very well. See, my experience to get here, my experience to surrender is not because of going to institutions or any of that thing. The thing that happened for me is I walked in front of a mirror and I couldn't stand the man I seen. Because I wasn't raised that way. And I couldn't stand me no more. And on September 25th, why out of that day, out of all the days I've experienced up to that one, that morning, see, I'd also been on a 5-week run, continuous. Only one sober thought I can remember is standing in a parking lot drinking moonshine with Marty Mounts. And I was so sick that morning, and he just got back from North Carolina. And I was sick, and I said, you got anything to drink in there, Marty? He said, yeah, we just got a load of moonshine from the Carolina. I said, well, let me get a hit off one of them jars. Of course, Marty, that kind of boy, he's sharing type guy, That's the way us old boys do it. You guys know, you guys down here in the hills, down here in the country. I got that first hit, couldn't hold it down. Come right back out. Took me another big hit, couldn't keep it in. Third hit I took, come right back out again. Marty jerked a jar from me. They come in quart jars. If you bought very much moonshine, you know how it comes. He jerked it. He said, I'm going to tell you today, Ricky Lyons, you're not wasting my liquor. And he drove off. There I sat. But this is what happened. I made it back to, I lived in a condemned building, folks, at this time. Uh, a lawyer owned it, so he could rent it and not have the courts take it, you know. So I was living there, but that morning I woke up and I was hopeless and I was desperate. You all probably know that feeling if you got here and got the chance to surrender. And I remember I had a lot of things still left, you know, some drugs, some liquor. And I knew it wasn't going to work that day, and I didn't know why it wasn't going to work. And I laid there. I had two thoughts. There was a little white house in Portsmouth, where I come from, that had AA meetings. This is what I remember, because my thought was to blow my brains out, because I couldn't stand me no more. I couldn't drink no more. I couldn't use mind-altering substance of any form. They quit working. And I laid there on that mattress that morning, and what I remember saying was, God, can you help me now? And one thing triggered in my head that morning. I said, go back to that little white house. See, there was an old guy there. He was 37 years sober when I got to AA. And the old fart, I swear to God, you couldn't bring a topic up in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous that he didn't go to this book and give you a solution. I promise you he did. But that message went off and said, go ask that guy you can't stand if he's got a solution. And I went that morning. It was this Bill Sees It meeting. And I got out of that meeting, and I didn't really care for Jim. I mean, we become good friends, but, you know. And I walked up to him. I said, tell me today, because I ain't got no more room. Tell me today. Can you promise me? Can you promise me I can be sober and be okay with it? Because see, what my problem's always been, I've never been okay being sober. You know, you guys all know that restless, irritable discontentment we go through. You know, and the thought comes. Well, I know how to ease this thought. Go get a hit off that bottle. That'll ease that thought. You know, it quit working. And that old fart, just like I knew he was going to do to me, he said, I can't promise you nothing, boy. Let me tell you today, I can't promise you nothing. I can promise you what AA promised you. And if you get a chance when you go home or later today, whenever, look on page 152 and see what that promise is. AA promises us. Everybody knows what the code in AA is, right? Love and tolerance of others, right? You know that, right? You know what the theme of AA is? Does everybody know what the theme of AA really is? What the book says? The joy of living. That's what we're about, folks. We're about living now. We're about having a life that's more satisfying than anything I ever got to experience. See, I got an unmerited gift again today. I don't know why I keep getting it. Because of old folks like Gary T that carried me a message that tells me, hey boy, get that head out of your rectum. You know, there's other things you can be doing besides what you're doing. You know, I'm grateful for all them folks that come before me. You know, see, I got a lot of DUIs, been to penitentiaries, been to a reformatory as a juvenile. But I come here, folks, and I was hopeless and I was desperate. You guys gave me something that I never knew. You know, here's the deal. You think about this. Here's a bunch of drunks that love the effects alcohol produces. I loved the effects. I loved it till it quit working. Now, why in the world am I going to give up something that did so much for me for all them years? kept me out of fears, kept me out of anxiety. I could just drink and drug and there'd be no worries, till the next day. You guys all know about the next day. The remorse, guilt, and all shame that we suffer. You go look in the mirror, you think, God, where's that bottle? That's the way I experienced life to get here, folks. But I got here, and God did something remarkable. He gave me a wonderful fellowship. Look at this fellowship here tonight. Come on. This ain't normal for folks like us. Not Friday night, 7 o'clock, and we're sitting in an AA meeting talking about not drinking. Shit, that's something unreal now. And that's the blessings we get here, folks. And if you haven't surrendered, and I don't know who has or hasn't, but I swear, if you'll just come in, sign up, Hey, this book, man, it's so remarkably great information. Here, look what they promise us. Right on page 17, very beginning of this book, right after Bill's story. Here it says, the tremendous fact for every one of us is that we have discovered a common solution. I don't know how many of you could. I found a common solution. Gary T's helped me find it. Brad's helped me find it. See, Brad come to my house. He read the book with me. See, that's what I do. I read the book with people because they keep me sober. See, I want to stay teachable and willing because I'm almost the smartest guy in this room. Ask me, I'll tell you so. And that's the deal. I get way too smart in here, folks. You think I don't? Come and hang out with me. Gary T's hung out with me before. He thinks sometimes I'm a little dumbass. And that's all right. You know that? But you know what I can go to Gary T, I can go to Brad. Probably all you gentlemen, Kevin. You guys, some of you guys I've got to meet in here, you've been lifelines for me. Because we get way smart in here. Drinking ain't my problem, folks. That's not my problem today. I swear it's not. But I have a serious problem thinking at times. I'm still selfish, self-centered, all them things. The thing is, what's the book say we do? Go help others. Guess what? AA teaches the message of AAs for the suffering alcoholic. No question. That's not questionable, folks. That's what this book says. Fifth tradition tells me that. Here's the deal, though. This book says that I can experience life. Page 79, it tells me that. It says, because I meet my real purpose to meet myself, to be a maximum service to God and the people about me. Hey, I hate to tell everybody something. I can't live in here with you. I'd like to when I first got sober. Shit. If I could have put a bed in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, I'd been there all the time. Because I was not sure if this deal would work for me. See, I've been splashed, dipped, dunked, touched. I tried a lot of means to get sober before God blessed me with it. Here's the experience as a 15-year-old kid. Listen to this. You talk about crazy? You think I'm not nuts? Listen to this. My family didn't have a lot of money, okay? We weren't poor because my mom and dad had integrity and character. So that makes them very rich. Money-wise, we didn't have a lot of. So we got to be on programs in the summer that, each community has them, whatever they are, and they pay kids to take jobs. Guess what? Listen to this shit. Listen to this. I was a police cadet. Yes, I was. I swear to goodness. I got to go to professional baseball, meet players, got to do all kinds of stuff. I got to wear a little uniform, blow a whistle at the fair. Everybody thought I was crazy. I hadn't made it to reformatory, but this is the deal. Here's the story I want to tell you behind it. This summer, that was the summer, and I think God works in all them manners I spoke of. Please please do not think that I don't believe God works in every avenue that He opens for us. He can work. Well, I was a big Christian that summer, or tried to be. My whole family, we all got involved. Uh, I was a police cadet, man, doing the right thing. But I was pretty good in that whole summer, actually, if you want to know the truth. Guess what? Come the following spring, damn if I didn't want to rob a TV shop. Got drunk, robbed a TV shop. Well, that summer, I spent that whole next summer, I don't know, you, Gary T. and some of these older guys remember BIS over in Fairfield, Ohio. Well, I got the opportunity to go visit there. About 6 months worth of time, you know. But I think about the coronations of my life. One summer, I'm a police cadet. Next summer, my name's all over the paper about robbing a TV store and getting sent to reformatory. You know, talk about, and the biggest thing, you know what I am? I'm a thief, folks. You know what I'm the biggest thief of? Time. Stealing people's time. I stole my family's time. My mother was so grateful when they get that call from the police department saying we got him. She was happy. You know, that's sad to say that your mother is grateful to hear you're incarcerated. So she could have peace of mind. I robbed them. I mean, I robbed my whole family of it. I robbed society, employees. Man, the list of people I've created chaos and harm is unbelievable, folks. But you guys gave me a gift, and you taught me. The great thing is, you guys ever read the book? Man, there's some interesting message. But you know what? Something really tricky happens. I mean, this book, it's trickier than hell. You get to page 60, and it's got a whole story about me. And everybody that can really read that from 60 to the top of page 63, you'll know what I'm talking about if you understand that. Because, man, all them pages right through there, all about me. And, man, and if my sponsor wouldn't have carried me through the first 4 chapters to get to the 5th chapter, it's weird how AA works. You know what? I mean, you look at the layout, how it goes. 5th chapter. It's the first indication, besides omitting things, is where you actually get involved in AA. In the whole program of Alcoholics Anonymous. That's where it really starts. Page 58 on how it works. That's where it really starts. The rest of the information is about letting you know. Because, see, my problem when I got here, I didn't know what I suffered from. I thought I suffered from weak will, lack of control, all these things that got nothing to do with my drinking. Got nothing to do with it. Got nothing to do with it. I got a trigger up here at my brain. I take 1 ounce of alcohol, and that sucker goes in rocket form. More, not enough, not enough, not enough. I experienced that for 35 years of my life, folks. AA is such a wonderful place to get to. And I hope, you all are getting, the same enthusiasm and the experience I got. I've had a journey. I've got to live in 4 different states, 5 different cities, and never drank at any of them. Never drank. Not one drop. That's just hard to believe, Talk about fortunate. I don't like to use the word lucky, because I think it ain't got a lot to do with luck. I mean, I was a lucky guy. I mean, I was very fortunate. I mean, I think about how much God loved me. I mean, He'd been throwing roadblocks in my life since I was about 13. Always throwing a roadblock, trying to get my attention. Hey, boy, you gonna listen now? Hey, boy, you gonna listen now? Now, why all of a sudden on September 25th, the clarity come to listen? And it's the best gift that ever. I can't share how grateful and how indebted I am to all you all tonight. And you guys to take your time out on a Friday night and come hear a little dumbass talk about God and Alcoholics Anonymous and about the gifts you guys give me. You know, AA is a simple program for complicated people, you know. And I just had a buddy, and you guys might have known him, this boy here. Last February, he died of OD, dear friend of me. We were close. He read the book with me, too. Just couldn't surrender. Knew the information. Knew it. Self-knowledge availed me nothing, folks. Here's the key. Here's what the book says. I got to apply action. It says I got to. You know? If I'm going to make this deal work out, I got to have a teacher that knows what this program's about. Because without that, I'm lost, folks. If that man wouldn't have read this book with me and showed me, you know, exactly what's wrong with me and what's really going on. Because, see, when I read the book and he showed me I suffered from alcoholism, showed me there was a solution to alcoholism, showed me it was not a mental control game. See, I come into some kind of teachability. And when he read, you know, that second chapter, because believe it or not, folks, you read the second chapter in the book Alcoholics Anonymous, it tells you exactly, if you want what we have, what you're signing up for. It tells us what's wrong with us, tells us what AA offers, and tells you what you got to do if you want to be a part of us. Chapter 2, I promise you, tells you all that information. You don't work the steps completely until you get to chapter 5. But chapter 2 will tell you what you're signing up for. I guarantee it does. You know, because you get to about page 25 and it's going to tell you the deal. Not no question, it tells you the deal. If you're a real alcoholic like I am, have but two choices. Take my miserable life to the bitter end, trying to blot out the consciousness of my intolerable situation, or accept spiritual help. Man, I'm lucky. I am blessed. Because God blessed me to choose the right one. For today, folks. Because see, I wanted spiritual help. And you guys give it all to me. You know, you taught me about that first step. How we're powerless over alcohol. My life will become unmanageable. Because see, I'm powerless over alcohol today. I don't have a drinking problem. But you think I can't pick up a drink and be in a problem? Shit. Go ask my brother. Ask my brother. What happens if his brother picks up a drink? Ask him what he experienced with me. Ask him about the shame and the guilt and the remorse I put him through. To have to be embarrassed over his little brother and the way he lived his life. You know? See? There's a lot more to this, folks. And I wish, I don't wish anything. You know, I hope you get it. You know, I mean, we care about you. God, we care. You know, we care about the whole. I care about our traditions, folks. That's what our binding is. Our traditions bind us together. You know, that's what makes this whole so perfect. You know, because the traditions tell me exactly how a group's supposed to stand, how world service stands, how they implement in between the higher uppers to the lower echelons. Guess what? You know who's on the bottom of that totem pole? The home group. We're an upside down pyramid, folks. Our voice comes right here. This is the voice of Alcoholics Anonymous. This is where it starts in a home group, because it goes back up the channel. See, everything a home group does in accordance to try to be for the suffering alcoholic has to do with the effects of helping a suffering alcoholic. I don't know what you all think about helping suffering alcoholic, but the book doesn't say where that suffering alcoholic. See, I want to make sure AA gets to that guy over there in the hills of Korea or Japan, and he gets the opportunity to hear a message that I got the opportunity to hear. See, I want that guy to get that chance, or that lady, because there's people still ain't got to hear this message. And it's very slim, but that's the key essence of AA, folks, to carry this message to the suffering alcoholic. You know, I can't give you guys a lot of information. I could tell you a lot of stuff from this book if you really want to hear it. But I suggest get a sponsor. Read the book. Work the steps. See what God does for us. You know? I'm a blessed guy, you know? I mean, I was not excited about anything in life until I got sober. And man, life is such a journey of enjoyment. You know, I understand. You think I don't understand the theme of AA? The joy of living? Man, I have a blast. But it ain't all blast, you know? We got heartaches. We got experience we have to go through. And remember what the gift is, to hold on to it in the hard times, in the tough times. Because I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't give a rat's ass. I really don't. Because Alcoholics Anonymous is this, folks. And if you hold on to the stream of all this, you know, you come back up. You keep coming back up. Because AA, they taught me one thing. Said, fasten up your seatbelt because you're in for a spiritual ride. And that's the truth. If you've been here, you know, for a minute or two, you know that. You know, life just don't stop because I got sober. I thought it should. I thought, shit, everybody's supposed to stop doing, supposed to stop serving alcohol, you know. But that's that craziness. Man, my brother's non-alcoholic. Him and his wife have a drink and they go home. How the hell they do it, I don't know. They drive me crazy with it. Back in 2001, we went to dinner, me and a friend. I had a friend. I do got friends, I really do. But we went to dinner on New Year's night with my brother and his wife. We went to Olive Garden that night. They ordered this great big margarita, right? One of them fishbowl deals or whatever they serve them in. And they ordered, you know, me and Terry just sitting there laughing. They took a drink. Said it don't taste right. What? I said, what the hell? Put more tequila in it. I mean, that drink cost him back then like $8 or $10 maybe. It was a big old fishbowl. I said, hell, I can go get you a bottle of wine. I guarantee you get you to it a lot faster than that drink will. I guarantee it, because I got here drinking Wild Hours Rose. Mad Dog. That's the way I got here, folks. Living in alleys, you know. I was just, it's unbelievable the experience I had to have. I wouldn't change it, because, you know Henry Ford gave us a statement in this book. Do you all know that shit? Henry Ford. We copied a statement. You know what that statement says? That statement says our greatest asset. You know what our greatest asset is? My past. Here's a catch-22 on my past. Only if I can be honest about it and truthful. See, I had a past. I couldn't be very honest because I was always lying and cheating. Shit, you don't get very far that way. I don't care. You know, get a few jail sentences. You know, have a little fun with the boys in the county jail. You know. You know, I'm so grateful. I'm gonna read one passage out of this book, and I'm gonna call it a night. I'm grateful I got to come down here. I'm grateful I got to see my old boy, Gary T, Brad. Brad comes up and visits me. Good boy back here. You know, I want to thank you all for coming and just giving me the time. Here's a promise from Alcoholics Anonymous, folks. And it's in this book. If you want to know where it is, just read the book. We know what you're thinking, it says. You're saying to yourself, I am generally and alone. I can't do that. But you can. You have forgot that you have just tapped a source of power much greater than yourselves. See, here it goes getting out of self. They want us out of self, folks. To duplicate with such backing, what we have accomplished is only a matter of willingness, patience, and labor. Thank you all. Have a blessed evening.
I want to thank you, Ricky, for coming down here and sharing your experience, strength, and hope. You said a lot of things I can relate to. You know, when I used to come to your house and we used to read the book. And one thing I can remember, the first time I went to your house, you asked if I had my truck locked out in front of it, and you said no, or I said no, and you said you better go lock it. This is a bad neighborhood. Yeah, I love you like a brother. You know, I got a lot out of your lead, and I really appreciate it. It's customary we open up the floor if anybody's got anything to say.
Bless. I'm awestruck. That was great. Now, I like the pointing me back to the book. I think I've been going around saying, I don't know what's in there, or I'm going to, but I don't know everything that's in there. When's the last time when I opened it up that I wasn't Thursday night in Montezuma reading a chapter? It's been a while. So, I like that. I like the answers in there. It's a common solution. Nobody said it was easy, though. And I'm grateful, too. Thanks for coming down. I needed to hear everything you said. I'll pass.
Thanks, Wes.
My name's Tom. Oh, go Gary.
Good job. I've known you for a long time. You know, it's just, last time I seen you was in Lima a couple of months ago. And it's always just good to be around you because you're positive. You know, you're not a blue bot. I enjoy being so. It took a long time to realize that. I realized there's more to Alcoholics Anonymous, just not drinking. That is the tip of the iceberg. We don't share this gift with another human being and work 12 steps with Alcoholics Anonymous and find a relationship with poverty in ourselves. We're missing the whole boat. And I love your enthusiasm for this program. It works. If you work it. Thank you for being my friend, Ricky. Love you.
Yeah, you too, Gary. Great seeing you, my friend.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
My name's Tom Alcoholic.
Tom.
I was listening to your lead. I love your lead because when I was down in Florida for 11 years, staying sober, and I was following a guy down there who used to always say, because he would have a little group of followers, I was one of them, and he would say, we are teachers teaching teachers how to teach. And I used to think, well, God, there are no teachers in AA. I've heard that. Ready to teach. Ready to learn. Where's the teachers? And how to get backwards on. Anyway, I'm a teacher trying to teach teachers how to teach. But anyway, I'll pass.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
I'm Greg, I'm an alcoholic.
Greg.
Certainly nice to hear you tonight, sir. Appreciate you coming down. And I think everybody in this room appreciates the work that you put into Brad.
Oh, he kept me sober. I didn't do nothing.
I think most of you think he needs just a little more shining on the edges and he'll be fine. He's turned out to be a great member of our community. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you.
Greg?
Anybody else?
I'm Kevin, I'm not Paul.
Kevin.
Thanks, Ricky. You know, when I walked in here, at night and seen you sitting there, you know, I knew I was in for a treat. And,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I met, Ricky, in 2002 in Lima, Ohio, and guess where I was at? I was incarcerated in a lockdown treatment facility. And Ricky and a couple other fellas brought AA meetings into the worst center up there. And, you know, I always look back at that, and I believe that those guys coming in there gave me the little bit of hope that I needed. I found hope there. Everything wasn't, didn't work out just perfect, but I found hope. And, you know, and that's what we find in these rooms. And, because most of us, when we get here, we're hopeless. And, you know, and we find hope right here in these rooms. So, glad that I showed up tonight. Good to see you, Ricky, and, thanks for being my friend, buddy.
Yes, sir, Kevin. Good to see
Thanks, Kevin.
Kevin. I'm Steve Alcoholic.
Steve.
Hi, everybody. That was a powerful lead. Funny, but educational. And straight
I'm
to-
sorry.
Straight to the point, you know. I relate to a lot of that. I was fortunate. I only spent one night. I had to spend one weekend in lockup in Mercer County. That was, and during that, and unfortunately, it was at that time. During that time, I had to. I had a DUI. Got caught in Montezuma. 3 o'clock in the damn morning. But I ended up there. And I ended up going to court. The bad thing about it was at the same time I was also on leave from the military when that happened. So I managed to get it. I managed to got my jail time. Got my jail time in, but I'll tell you what, I was a real smart ass back then. What my response was when I was in front of the judge, I said, "And what's going to happen if I don't do this jail time and skip?" He said, "Well, the next time if you come bebopping through Ohio and we pull you over and we won't, guess where you're going? Back there. You got a warrant for your arrest." I'm like, boy, I ain't got a hell of a, that's not much choice. Well, those were the bad results of stupidity and that disease. If I want all that stuff, hell, all I got to do is go back and just start drinking again. I don't want that today. I don't need that. I realized what I did back then. I lived through 15 years of drunkenness and stuff, and now I'm doing pretty. And now my life has changed a whole lot. It's better than it was. I'm not going to say it's perfect, just like you were saying, but I've learned to. I have to learn to accept life on life's terms, and you know, and go in these meetings and being active in the program to the best of my ability or whatever needs to be done helps me. And you know, there was one guy from Lima that I had a hell of a lot of respect for. The guy's been gone now a few years. The guy was 64 years of sobriety. His name was Tom
Downey.
Hell of a man. Probably one of the most humblest men, quietest guys I've ever seen in my life. But what a man. What a life he had. And that's what the life we can have too. Wake up and realize what you want to stop the booth, you want to stop the
Thanks, Steve.
Mark, an alcoholic.
Mark.
Hey, Ricky, I appreciate your lead very much. I'm new back into the program. I've been in and out of the rooms for years. When I went this time, I realized that it was time to surrender and take the cotton out of my ears and put it in my mouth and listen to those guys that's been around for a while. And your lead really helped me out a good bit, but I appreciate you a lot. That's all I got.
Thanks, Mark.
Glad you're here, bud.
Anybody else?
Yeah, my name's Martin, I'm on call.
Mark.
Yeah, I just wanna say I really enjoyed your lead, really what Gary said, the enthusiasm and the joy that you bring along with your sobriety, 'cause a lot of times, you know, I find myself, I get a lot of these, kind of gloomy and gloomy days, and it's all bullshit, you know, it's a choice, and I got the choice to have that joy, I just gotta make the right choice. So I appreciate it, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you all for having me.
That's what, my name is Les, I'm an alcoholic. I make one more comment. I think you need to expand, Ricky, to a weekend format and get a hotel room or a ballroom and then have it recorded and we can, this could be the successor to the Joe and Charlie case, the Ricky case.
Good luck with that.
All right, we got a certificate here for you, Ricky, for coming down. And got a little something I made for you.
Oh.
Let's see, in closing, we'd like to remind you that the opinions expressed here are strictly those of the person who gave them. Take what you want, or take what you like and leave the rest. Also, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of our program. Therefore, who you see here, what you hear here, and when you leave here, let it stay here. Will everybody stand and help me close this meeting?
Hey.
Yeah, we do that.
Come on here, big guy. Come on in here, Kevin.
All right, Ricky, you want to take us out?
Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Kevin, great seeing you, my friend.
My name's Thomas Jr.
Hey, Thomas.
That's my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, Thomas.
And I got a lot of videos.
Oh, okay.
Of course, we'll be on there. Everybody wants to.
Okay. All right, I'll look you up.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Blood pressure still good?
Yeah, blood pressure is good. Chest hurts.
Did you ever meet?
Hell, the gang's all here, right?
This is the recorder right here. It'll pick up any.
Good luck.
You selling your house?
The house next door, we bought two,
Oh, okay.
and we remodeled both of them. I bought one, and
So
they
Paul,
sold
where you
the
at,
one
man?
right next door.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say, boy, that was your house.
That's what he gave you for the lead.
They're all kind of going to the front. I see them on Facebook.
Yeah, well, the one
They're not
next
sitting
door.
there trying to be showing
Oh,
pictures
yeah.
of the front, but
Good for you, brother.
he must have changed the whole outlay of his house too.
Right.
So that is a different one. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different house.
Oh, I will.
That's a better attitude. Don't leave that door open a little bit.
Yeah,
Don't leave that little F in there to keep that door open.
I think big calls came through.
Yeah, pretty, well.
Yeah, real good.
Real great. She's,
That's all up at Honda down there.
I'm not sure what she
Well,
does. She worked at P&G.
What you doing with all your money?
well, this is the diet that I'm talking about. This is like 13 years.
I used to have one of them too.
No, she doesn't come to this.
Good for you, how you like
She
that?
doesn't.
like it.
Oh, yeah.
The diet
work.
was from years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
You'd have to
Yeah, I
ask
like
her.
it. Good people there.
Yeah.
Hey,
I figured
you
you'd bring her crew with you.
Yeah.
My home was
Okay, best job you ever had,
one
brother.
thing. There was some of them.
Good for you. Day shift or what?
Yep.
There's 20.
That's
Oh,
good.
yes.
Hey,
I can't.
Right?
No. Their ladies worth somebody.
Yeah.
This is for a dear friend and I appreciate it.
How long you been
And
over
I'll be
there?
grateful. You
Oh, just.
go by and see him.
Okay.
Buy your daughter
Oh,
something.
good for you.
It's little, I never made one that little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen you around in a while.
She'll be happy. She's good. She all the time. That's about it.
Okay, you have a
So
girlfriend,
Gary
you
T
know,
still
and-
shows, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Something
I'm
you
not
wanna
sure
do.
if he's gonna be here tonight, he had to take somebody to Columbus or
Okay.
something.
I've been to
Yeah.
He wasn't sure if he was gonna be
Yeah,
back,
it's
yeah,
more
this
than
is
a
this
girl.
afternoon too.
Yeah.
Been to Decatur,
Yeah, I knew that.
but,
When's your all's anniversary this year?
Yeah.
that's a discussion meeting, you know, gets me up, gets me going.
Right.
Not that
I think it's either September or October.
Yeah, I know it's at the later part of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first of
It's
the
probably
fall.
been 6
Yeah.
months since I've been here, the last time I was here.
We didn't have one.
Yeah.
Next door, that's when you was giving your leave.
I think you guys did have one last year.
No,
but
we
you-
didn't, cause they had the church basement all tore up.
Oh, they
And
did?
we couldn't get in
Oh,
there
sure.
anymore, so we ended up not having
The
it.
old ladies who wanna check out Al-Anon and they had an AA meeting.
We did a good job.
They're burned.
Okay, yeah,
She wanted to check out, she
That's
wanted
for
to bring
sure.
Italy and Al-Anon.
okay, nice.
Well, it was a good meeting out there.
Mhm.
I've never before, I've never been there.
10 o'clock, or by 11:30, 11:45.
You're retired now, aren't you?
I am, I work part-time in Menards, so I do. It kinda got me real screwed up because my shift's from 5 in the morning till 9 in the morning. So I get up at 3 and take a shower and then all the stuff I do to go.
What the hell do you do there?
Just stock shelves,
Oh, okay.
great air in the morning like that.
Honda and
It's really a
Hannah,
great job.
you know?
Go in, load up a cart, go unload it, load up again, you know.
Moving this line is gonna have a big.
Something to do.
That's it, that's what I mean, a little
And
bit
with the
longer.
economy the way it's going, you know, just
Yeah.
everybody got
So, a little
something.
bit, I know about it.
Oh, it is.
I do.
It's nice, there's nothing wrong with it.
They're downtown, it's very
Yeah,
nice.
just-
They got a lot of
Just
stuff.
part of the
It's
world.
good.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get screwed up yesterday. I was gonna,
Okay.
you know, I thought about gassing up yesterday, right?
Trying to.
Of course, I put it off.
Sell the house.
That's the way I do things.
We all do that.
Pay off.
And then next day, it jumped up 50 more cents than what it was the night before. Oh, God. But, oh well, you do what you gotta do and get to where you're going. Easy does
They're
it.
both working just to eat.
But.
Yeah, the Diane I know is a tall, thin, real
Without
attractive.
spending, just buy some good food.
Sure.
In fact, she invited me down here the year we had that snowstorm
Oh, yeah.
around
The
Christmas.
banker's going.
That year, January.
I said, "Buck, I
New
know I'm a
Year's
rule,
Day.
I can't believe I did that for 30 years.
And
wanted to
I
take
showed
mine,
up
I
for
did
nobody
that
else
for
did.
paying
Right.
instead of moving it around.
I can't remember the last time I
I
used
had
to.
it paid off when I was 45.
Police
and I got
book.
divorced, and that-
Lane,
you know,
that's
I did,
it.
so I went
I
to
go
go
on
hunt.
regular time, I don't know.
But it
She
all
rents
worked
off
out.
of Gary, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if she went back, I don't know.
she struggled anyway. She always did have, you know, just, you know, like so many
Over there,
they
do
just,
it, collect your damn oil, so I go over to
yeah,
Walmart.
whatever.
Yeah, that's a little
They need to learn.
Get that dollar, that
Man, I got a daughter
tree
that
over there.
keeps
you know,
learning
Dollar
lessons.
Tree.
I wish she did.
Then if I got time, I usually go and stop at that thrift shop.
37 years old, she's
Down there,
going
the
to
Antique mall,
Oh,
the
okay.
antique mall down in.
It sucks because it breaks my heart.
I know the antique mall, yeah, you go like almost,
She
well,
hasn't
kind
had
of
enough
diagonal,
paint
there's
yet.
Mercy Unlimited.
Obviously
They,
not.
works out too.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah. But it's like the antique
I hope,
malls here.
I hope the Lord
kinda
bless her.
Diagonal across the road.
She
Okay, okay.
receives the gift, you
I didn't
know.
know that. It's got antique mall.
It's just that weird on some of those.
Yeah, it is real nice mall.
Yeah, and it's notorious for people, that have parents that get the gift
How long
of
you been
sobriety.
sober already?
And then they think they get it proxy, you know?
3 months,
Good for you.
13 days.
Because my daughter thinks she knows the recovery program because she's been around it her whole life.
Right.
Since she's been 4.5 years old, but she knows nothing like what it really teaches.
Do you?
I mean, it's gotta be
I don't know,
honest.
sometimes it gets really
Really
cracked.
crowded.
Yeah.
My God.
The unmerited
Yeah, I
stuff.
didn't know what to do when I came in and I went to grab the keywords usually at, get in the kitchen to get the water. It's all changed around.
That's what the group.
So you're feeling pretty good now?
I get tired easy, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good. If I get cold now, I got a
Very
chest cold.
last week.
sinuses.
How's
In
your
that
family
basement
all
over
doing?
there?
Good.
Where Father Yost building?
I
Yeah.
think it,
Oh,
no,
you still working?
it's right next to.
No,
us.
I'm off for a couple months.
Not the
Oh,
one we
yeah,
just
yeah,
had.
yeah.
Not the one that we were doing when they were doing all
You
this.
still
There's
on
over there.
Yeah, St. Mary's.
Yeah,
Said,
the other girl,
We're gonna go
I don't
and
know if
check
she
it out.
still works for them or not. I can't
Maybe
remember,
have
Mary.
Where's the
Well, she
L
works in Lima, I don't know if she still does or not.
Yeah, I don't know either.
They're
Very
staying there
good.
down that hallway yet?
Yeah.
There he is.
There's old Joe!
Sorry, there was two guys with those type of beers.
Who's the other guy? That Mike?
Mike.
How you doing? My name's Mike.
Mike, Ricky Lyons, Mike.
Big Rick, they call him back home.
How we doing, Mike?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good.
Not Ryan, what's your name?
Brad.
Brad.
I can never get Brad, I always said Brent.
Yes, I am, brother. Yep.
He's just straight in the back row here.
How about Andre, your husband? He never comes.
Once in a while, Jerry's, he's handling this about his health,
Yeah,
got emphysema and whatever the hell, he's got that oxygen and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw Aiden a couple weeks ago.
And then see, Andrea was our delegate for 2 years.
Right.
His wife needs
That
a
white
ride to
crowd.
Indianapolis, so I drove him and his wife
She's
to
constantly
Indianapolis.
traveling.
He's
Her
doing
home
okay.
Minden.
Huh? He's doing okay.
Oh, yeah.
My Zoom,
Thursday
yeah.
night, yeah, that's her own group. And it just,
Cool.
it white
Good.
crowd,
Think about Tony.
just being gone all the time. She was glad it was over.
You think about Tony?
Yeah, I know.
Cool, give him out.
I mean, it was a once in a lifetime.
You sat there.
Opportunity.
But I think it would be.
Oh, she was actually the delegate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I really don't know
Robbie,
how to do it.
You don't touch my stuff.
Are you doing this?
Yeah, I told you I would. Why are you so anxious?
Sandbagger.
See,
Sandbagger.
He sounds really
He's
good
a home
on
group
the
member and hasn't
recording.
been here for 6 or 7 months, so when I was in the hospital, I wasn't sure if I could share this month. I asked him if he'd do it.
I think it was a covert operation to get me back here, you know. But I don't see you in Portland either, so.
Saturday morning, no. I didn't know where that
Where's
was.
the bathroom at?
Straight down the hall.
Okay.
Straight all the way back.
Right down on the right, it says make it.
Take a moment and
Don't go in the window.
There's two of them
Ain't
that
gonna be there
says
tomorrow,
man,
you're gonna
but
pick
the
the
other
which
one
car.
says, whoa, man.
Got a 2022
Well,
Honda.
now you can pick whatever.
Tucson.
Right.
What am I today? Let's take it.
Huh?
What?
Electric?
No.
The crazy stuff.
Oh, no, I can't defend myself.
No.
Neither can I.
Keep my head right here. And we can go at it.
I drank coffee the other night, I go to bed till 1 o'clock.
You know, when I work on resources, who's there, brought it in, we don't even do it. We don't have to do the battery. So they're gonna donate it to some fire department or something, wants to put some demo on about how, one that has on fire, how to put it out. But I guess they burn for days.
Oh, yeah, they're a mess. Yeah, Hertz is just bummed out because they bought all them for their fleet, now nobody will rent them, and they don't know what to do with them either.
No, keep
Is that right?
going.
What's going on?
No, you ding dong.
Your anniversary, how many years? 19, good for you.
When was your day?
There you go.
April 1st? Okay.
Ding dong.
19 years, good for you. I've been to the burn meeting.
That's a good meeting.
Been there? I'm damn sure I was there. Me and my brother Dave, because Dave lives over in Burn. My brother Dave lives over in Burn. I know that. But I ain't gonna make her tomorrow night, big fella, I'm sorry. I can't help you there, man, I can't help you, I'm sorry. I got my grandson's first soccer game tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock in
Well, the meeting's not till 7:30.
Kettering. Right, and then me and my girlfriend are gonna hang out for a while, and we're gonna watch the Final Four tomorrow night. Okay?
I suppose.
Can't believe you sandbagged me like this.
I didn't sandbag you, you never checked back in.
Well, I said I'd do it,
I
I didn't
know.
think I had to check back in.
Well, I figured you'd check back in to see how I was doing.
Figured if you weren't doing good, you'd let me know.
Oh.
So what made you go in and even get it checked?
Well, I was supposed to have neck surgery. And before my neck surgery, I had to go in for an EKG, chest x-ray, and blood work. Just normal stuff. And then the guy knocks you out. Anesthesiologist and something on my EKG he didn't like. So they said, you need to get hold of a cardiologist. I said, fuck, I don't have a cardiologist. And they said, well, let me make some phone calls. They made some phone calls, and then I went in the hospital. They called me Monday and said, you need to be in the hospital today. My surgery was supposed to be Tuesday, and they postponed my surgery to Friday, thinking I'd go in there and they'd do something, get something straightened out, and then
I guess that's it.
Next thing you know, I have an open heart surgery.
Jesus,
And then when the guy went in here, done that heart cath,
Man, I almost,
which I was
if I
awake for.
would have,
And he said, oh,
he
you're
told me to, but I
gonna
don't
have to
know.
talk about this, I'm pulling
Can't
my
screw
heart.
that.
My bronchial was wrong. Pulled the fucking veins out of my legs.
How old are you?
58. They see the heart doctor said,
Hey, buddy.
took all these pictures. Said that my heart's not normal. The way it's laid out, so it's not bad, but it's not normal.
Yeah, I just got back on 5 o'clock.
Congrats.
The way the veins are and the blood pumps and everything. I was,
Is it a human heart? Did you tell you that?
well, I didn't think I had one. A lot of people told me I didn't have a heart.
Hard to believe that.
They're good shape on tractor, didn't hear was Andrew.
I'm very easy.
How you doing?
Good.
Look who showed up, Gary. You know this guy?
He sandbagged me, Gary. Should have caught him and found out.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
What you gonna give me?
What is this? Are you gonna do the token?
I'll do the token if you don't mind.
Oh, you do that for me?
Oh, I asked you to do it, that's okay.
Promises?
Okay.
Hey, Wes.
Yes, sir.
Not in a weird way, but I actually had a dream about you a couple nights ago. I don't know what the hell it was about either. Well, I saw you shopping one day, didn't I?
Yeah.
A while back.
Yeah.
But this was real recent. This is like last week.
Wow.
We don't want to tell anymore.
It was over. Dream, it wasn't a nightmare. All
That's
right.
good.
How much weight have you lost, Wesley?
I told Gary.
You made her, Gary, huh?
Yeah. I'll be here the 20th. I got a class reunion, meeting the 26th of April at the bowling alley.
Trying to, right? Not get you sick?
I'm getting
I'm
by.
gonna try to make it harder to meet.
Is that on a Friday? Class meeting on a Friday?
No, it's organizational meeting.
Oh,
Yeah. Just get it organized.
okay,
We'll try to beat activity.
okay.
That's the day before we go to the act.
Hey, how you doing, Rick?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
How we doing, Andrew?
We're doing it.
How's the trip, Gary? Good trip. It's all right. Any traffic yet?
Hey, Andy, how are
What
you,
do you
sir?
say, bro?
We beat the traffic going in, traffic going out.
I've been going to meetings, I just don't
Over
know
a
what.
while.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I used to live by here. Rob,
You sound good on the recording.
Oh.
Hey, you do,
Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
old buddy?
Good, how are you doing?
Things worked out all right?
Yeah.
I'm diabetic.
Still kicking.
A1C was
Well, it's good. I've been thinking about it.
Good, I appreciate that.
6.5.
Okay.
Sit on that. Pre-diabetic.
You doing okay?
No, I'm
My name is now,
Too bad.
How you doing, Paul?
a month later.
Good, buddy.
It's,
Good Friday.
5.5.
I don't have to work tomorrow.
It's
Just
great.
under
I'm gonna go in and, yeah, so
Well,
last
it-
time the 5.5,
Yeah.
I cut my metformin in half. Well, that's taking 2 grams a day, a gram in the morning, a gram at night.
Mm-hmm.
Said,
Hey, I'm not gonna be here
take
Monday.
one.
No, I
Good
don't.
clip?
I wanna stay home.
Good clip?
Yeah.
We cut my, I was
I
on
thought it was
2
really
blood pressure
stupid, but
medication.
there's enough nuts out there. I don't wanna be
I
on the road.
got rid of one.
One
The other
boy,
one
when they did
was
with it.
reduced.
Well, I know, but might be running too smooth.
You still got your bike, or did you sell it?
No, I got hit, I totaled that.
No,
Oh, that's right.
That's what started all this neck thing or whatever. Got hit and totaled that bike, and then I did all the injections in my neck and did all the nerve burn, and it doesn't work, so.
Which building burnt down there at
Back
Slime?
in the corner.
Sam Dixon place.
They did an
That's
EKG
what I
and-
thought.
One across from the tire
Everybody
place?
said that's where it
On that side?
I told
That's
him.
where Tom's.
Sam Dixon.
It was North Shore there for a while too.
That was more of a Cadillac dealership, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The airplane, I always get that.
So actually, the rest of the neck is.
I like that.
Yeah.
Started
Yeah.
I take a bus everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
You wish you had it.
You watching the Fuji better?
Right now, all they have to do is, I'm on a low sodium diet, that's all they got.
My license was out and you couldn't read
My heart's not normal the way it's all laid out.
That's
Screw
why I
that
worked
up.
like 2 days.
And I asked that doctor, I'm like, so how long is my
I got there
artery
Friday,
gonna be long
weekend,
enough like
went
that?
in
How old are you? I
just,
than 58.
HR
He
will
said
only be working
57
when
and a half
everybody
years.
got all this
He said it's
stuff.
been walking your whole life to put away your heart sleep.
He said, we're gonna
Wow.
fly you.
Good looking there, Andrew.
They did, and, I got a window seat, so every time after that I get older, we.
I don't believe that for a minute.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
seems like a guy that can sit on there.
Yeah, she's doing good.
I got over that a long
He was
time
excited
ago.
to do surgery.
Get
Blurry, don't have any bad
No.
kidneys, bad lungs, bad liver.
I was burning
diabetic,
stuff.
any of that stuff.
Some
Right.
meat.
I got a job as an
And
engineer.
my eyes got messed up. I went to the doctor. They gave me some stuff.
Tried to go out.
They said if it don't get better in a week, go see my
And I
eye.
got to it, and I said, well, I'm gonna try and hit it too, so.
Seeing him.
Got hired as a manager.
What did he say?
Hard.
He said the stuff I was taking didn't help.
Usually I just bounce up, you know, and
It was the medicated stuff
Did
that's
you
what I
fall
was
for it?
taking.
He had a big.
I fell down like that, and it hit my elbow, and then I.
He gave me a little bottle, some kind of a cream.
General Motors, electric.
He said it's a Saturday. It would cost $200 some. Just try it on too.
Down, and I standing up.
Crazy.
And I'm talking to one of my friends, and I just saw it. Right
And he
before
said
we
he
moved back
thinks
into the
the
place,
insurance
I
would
popped back
cover
into
it for
place.
a day, and the gal said,
Look, I can play, you know, so I grabbed the racket, and I'm like,
Work all
"That don't
day.
in."
Go to class at
I
night.
don't like her, I got it.
Do projects.
I guess I'm supposed to do.
I called my, I
Two
called,
and a half years.
I go to a massage therapist every month, so I called her, what do you do? I'll ask her, she said, you probably
I'm
could
letting one here for a month.
you know what I mean, to see how much it's gonna heal
Go
my
down
stuff.
to
It
the
already
car,
would
get
feel
the
good.
small
I used to
surgery.
fly in airplanes.
Your right arm?
The rest of
Give
my life.
me a picture.
Oh, and then
I don't think I ever.
Stuck my car.
Oh, boy, what are you doing? You got
You must have been saying
Well, today I
that.
didn't get back till
An
5.
hour later.
You gotta get somebody.
Really?
Are you doing
Really?
okay?
Let's get them back out, right?
Oh, I'm not gonna go back out, but,
Probably paid me to look.
Other than that, I've always on the road.
I got a pen right here.
Fly out Sunday night, fly home Friday.
Say, I got a pen right here
Fly
too.
home Friday night.
See, Jan,
Once
see
in a while,
secretary said,
get
look.
lucky, fly out.
You know what, I got a
See
Japanese
secretary
guy.
said, look.
I took a paper up for Monday, I
no,
got
it's
it
done
for
for a
2
soccer
weeks.
game.
Yeah.
We should
How old
have.
is he? I thought the
Oh, I think
football
soccer.
was good, they had to play in the basket.
I'm waiting, buzzing around.
Yeah, those Japanese
What
kids,
about that
they
area?
walk every time.
I got there like
These
5
days,
o'clock.
the client side.
Story been going.
On that, we're gonna eat at Tony's in Inglewood, it's an Italian restaurant.
Had a little food last night and today.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he's been
But,
telling me for 5 years.
I don't know whether to
That's
go,
what
or fight it, and it's all hype.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I mean, it don't mean nothing to me.
They say,
Yeah, you're
It's on the
right.
paper,
Right.
it's got the phone
Well,
number.
you
I
heard
heard this gonna be neat.
Burn the weed.
Zuma, and then the
Start
one
that
that
up.
is
oh, yeah.
That's not even noon, we're just getting where we're going, I'm just gonna wait
My
till
preference
here.
was,
See it.
8:30.
if the client's open 5 days a week, I'm there 5 days a week. I'm there business hours. It's like,
How you and the wife doing?
what the hell else would you do?
My God, we kind of had to work to get it under control.
By the time
And
I
I was
quit.
right in it. Some credits on fire, they really heat up.
I figured you
Yeah,
would.
they can call it. Everybody had a different.
You're right, it
rule.
sandbagged you a little bit.
And somebody finally told me.
Oh, believe me, I thought about calling you
Code
today.
was, what we pay him
Times
times
no
5.
problem.
You can figure it out on an hourly basis. What we pay him for an hour, times 5. So, and it was pretty true through to the end, but they found more clever ways to hide it. It was an interesting one.
I can't believe they moved that
All right.
St. Rita's Hospital.
Do that.
When I first started doing that.
The one in Lima? I never been to that one.
Well,
Into it.
I don't know.
Greg.
They redid that link or whatever they were using.
Well, that one darn.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
got, you're token.
Well,
I still
yeah,
was paid.
it had, but the deal was, they got that space free. And that's against AA's tradition. We don't take anything.
Yeah, when I come
We
up.
don't, most of it, you know,
That was worse than taking.
Since I found out what they did, I wouldn't go back there.
think he
Because
will.
they break our traditions and I can't support that. I can't. Yeah.
Did they get around, was upstairs? So you were laying cable?
Yeah,
Bill-
I'm gonna at least.
You remember Bill Shanahan?
Here?
Here, Judge.
Well,
He
you
about
almost
took
got
care of
$30
that whole
bill
week,
in my wallet.
paid all the expenses,
I've got a
everything.
tab and.
Which is shortchanged Dad, you know, by doing that. Not making the group responsible for what we stand for. AA stands for something, you know, and
Wife take over?
so, I don't
Yeah,
know.
thanks for asking.
I'm grateful they got kicked out personally. Make might make them. That's what I hope. Yeah, I'm not sure he will. I don't know what happened.
Now she goes in on. He's just here.
I need to go. Yeah.
Now what are you doing, Robbie?
I'm going to the meeting. I'm going to the meeting. You wanna go to the meeting? Sure. Is that a dead lead? Yeah. He said, I don't know. You know, everybody's
I'm
fine.
getting to know you.
Good luck with that.
I usually care.
I don't know if he's still sleeping bad. Not as bad as you think.
I tried. Some days.
Oh, maybe you are.
Some days. If you ever read some of my 4 cents stuff, you God,
Sure. That's how they do it.
I'm learning, but I don't know much.
yeah, that's not something I can rush.
But you can't wait around.
I know, I can't wait around for it. You said that the other day.
That doesn't matter how fast.
I know, but I ain't got it forever. I ain't got 5.
I know, I do it forever.
Yeah.
We're working on it, kid. We're working on it.
About 3 or 4 weeks.
Kevin's over there.
You can get up and around.
Hey, I'm Randy.
I think I'm Rob.
Hey, Rob, good to meet
You're doing good. Hey, Kevin.
Oh, Jerry, the other day asked me if that was my neighbor.
You still running? How old
What's
are you?
going on, buddy?
Hey, how are you, my
I'm
friend?
all right. I was just asking somebody about you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they didn't say that. Sure. I was up at Lima in the hospital on Saturday night.
Okay.
We was up there in Lima and.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 15, 16, 17.
I can't remember exactly who I asked, but I asked somebody, I said, yeah, you ever run into him? You see, he doing okay? He said, yeah.
I'm blessed with the opportunity. You still working in that treatment facility over in Salina? What is Salina you was working at? St. Mary's?
Well, I work
I didn't know how to bring my calendar up.
Did you hold a meeting at a treatment facility for a home health or something? Or a halfway house maybe?
Hey, Wes, good to be back.
Yeah, you know Jeff Gearhart, right?
Closed the company.
Yeah, he was down here too. I remember you guys, I remember coming to, I'm pretty certain it must have been the St.
He was the chairman.
Mary.
He said,
You went there quite a bit.
Yeah, I went to go there pretty
a month after
Yeah.
he decided to do it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Down there, he's got 119, is that right down?
Yeah, I'm retired. I work part-time at the office. After they
Looks like you're sorry.
somebody was blessed with
Hey, Dana.
stash back leads. I wasn't that guy. I was blessed I didn't have to do that.
That's the one. They might think you're wrong, true.
Giving away money.
Shake hands and shake hands.
Pull up one more.
Where's Mike?
Greg, good to see you.
Hey, Rick Lyons, how you doing? Brent? Greg, hi Greg. Brent.
Hey, just more on yours.
You know,
I was going to, but how we doing, chief? What's going on, thank you for getting me here.
When I was in the hospital, I texted him, I said, I'm gonna go build a chair.
My man.
Where's Mike? Are you doing it?
All right.
How you doing? Hi, Grant, how you doing?
And you never called to check with me.
As long as you weren't
Good, you can put a.
cashing in your insurance.
Tore off
You
my
just type in like.
What'd you do?
I was one back there, I will for one.
My wife's done, he'll knock you back down to this.
We came home this
back to.
No, it popped back in by itself.
She's been going out. Up here, so.
Did you see how I got to this part here?
I misstepped, landed on my shoulder, got all that.
I got up, Greg, and I'm standing there, and I'm talking to, whatever. I'm talking to Frank, and I felt it pop back into place. But I'm off for a while.
But it's stuff you feel like, when I get down.
Pretty handy, you doing okay?
I hate them. I'm sure she's probably there right now, so she's not.
Yeah, I didn't see Thomas yet.
I had to bring it down so that I was like that beat. They should do the big one.
That's where it's at.
Well, they was
I'll probably walk out the back door.
Hi, Russ. Ricky Hines, how you doing? Russ, where did I see you at? Greenville? Probably.
Yeah, you did.
I live in Versailles. I was in Greenville, I think, at that Walmart. Probably, yeah. I was probably picking up something.
There it is. Nice. That's why I went up. Only paid $1.80.
Oh, I just got one. Getting old. How you doing?
Yeah.
What's that? I'm fine.
I forgive you when I get
Your field gonna be ready to mow tomorrow? I'm kind of like tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Here, that's what that was.
How much grass you got up on the trail?
I know I was chairman.
You all right?
Bluegrass Jam. Bluegrass Jam.
Oh, that'd be good.
Hey, that's true.
She goes
That was the best call you got Extra love.
Really hoping that when somebody else does it. You make friends wherever. That's my goal. Life is fun.
Tom Ross, Kenny G, she's in there.
Peach Boy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope.
Yeah, the old man,
Emily
he
does.
said he dug so many graves
Treat you like a.
before he ever got
Do that at night.
Right.
I
would. She's a tough old bird too.
I got most of sales actually. How about yourself?
Yeah, Brian, he called me this week.
Brad invited me. Yeah, I know that before he go back a long time. By the grace of God, yes.
Yeah, good.
He said, I'll call you.
Hey,
Dan.
Hi, man.
Right, right. I didn't know water. You go to that meeting.
I get rid of it. Flip flop it every other week. I go to
Oh, it is. Is Andre still coming?
Yeah.
Or here? Is he? Good man. I go back all the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Swimming underwater.
he has
Yeah, we all do it just one day at a time.
Absolutely, yeah, that's good.
Okay, yeah.
Steve.
Good to see you. We were in Mexico. You don't have to. I'm sorry. Do better than me.
Wesley?
No, that's your one break.
Oh, my God.
Is it?
It's nice, but that's a typo for me.
Warm now.
Yeah. Well, me and G-Ball, I think they're gonna solve it.
Yeah, this one wasn't small.
Because they put that big DC, they bought all the people's houses down through there.
right?
And whenever they died, it goes to the- Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When they bought them out with the intentions they could live there until they died.
Okay.
You can't be inherited by anybody.
I heard her talk about Sunday, and Sunday, been through with
You wanted to, buddy, and I said no.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be the start.
These guys, they're living.
That'll be the start. I probably won't be here. I got a brother down in town.
Oh,
I'm not ready to die.
When the dead starts coming out of the grave.
okay. Right, right. Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
I'm blaming that's smarter, I all my bills are taken care of.
You know,
Good evening, everyone. This is the regular meeting of Coldwater Friday Night Group of Alcoholics Anonymous. We are a lead meeting group. My name is Brad. I'm an alcoholic. Would all of those who care to please join me in opening this meeting with a moment of silence for who are still sick and suffering, followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Here at Coldwater Friday Night, we encourage sponsorship and getting a home group. If you're interested in getting a home group or a sponsor, see a home group member after the meeting if you have any questions. Will all home group members please raise their hand? I've asked a friend to read the preamble.
Tom, alcoholic.
Hey, Tom.
The preamble. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of people who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other. They may solve their common problems and help others to recover from alcohol. The only requirement for membership is desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for a membership. We are self-supporting through our own contribution. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy. Neither endorses nor opposes any cause. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
I've asked another friend to read how it works.
My name's Robin, I'm an alcoholic.
Robbie.
How it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. They are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we're like now. If you decide you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. At some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier and softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was no until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol. It's cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked for protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. Number 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. Number 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all the persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people whenever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaim, "What an order," and I can't go through with that. Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we're willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear three pertinent ideas. A, that we are alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, God could and would.
Your son.
Thanks,
Thanks, Ron. That's another friend to read the 12 traditions.
Hello, everyone. I'm Paul. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Paul.
12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on AA unity. 2. For our new purpose, there's the one ultimate authority, a loving God, as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. 3. The only requirement for AA membership is desire to stop drinking. 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6. An AA group might never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside society. Thus problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized, but may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues. Hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. And 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all of our traditions, ever reminding us to place principle before personality.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. I've asked another friend to read the promises.
My name is Wes, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Wes.
Who doesn't listen to direction. The promise is, the spiritual life is not a theory. We have to live it. The Lessons family expresses a desire to live upon spiritual principles. We think we ought not to urge them. We should not talk incessantly to them about spiritual matters. They will change in time. Our behavior will convince them more than words. We must remember that 10 or 20 years of drunkenness would make a skeptic out of anyone. There may be some wrongs we can never fully right. We don't worry about them if we can honestly say to ourselves that we would right them if we could. Some people cannot be seen. We send them an honest letter. And there may be a valid reason for postponement in some cases, but we don't delay if it can be avoided. We should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble. Humble without being servile or straightening. As God's people, we stand on our feet. We don't crawl before anyone. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. So our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. These extravagant promises, they're being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them.
Thanks, Wes. I've asked another friend to read the daily reflections.
My name's Mike Mahan, I'm an alcoholic.
Mike.
April 5th, true brotherhood. We have not once sought to be one in a family, to be a friend among friends, to be a worker among workers, to be a useful member of society. Always, we tried to struggle to the top of the heap or to hide underneath it. This self-centered behavior blocked a partnership relation with any one of those about us. Of true brotherhood, we had small comprehension. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 53. This message contained in step 4 was the first one I heard loud and clear. I hadn't seen myself in print before. Prior to my coming to AA, I knew of no place that could teach me how to become a person among persons. From my very first meeting, I saw people doing just that, and I wanted what they had. One of the reasons that I am a happy, sober alcoholic today is that I'm learning this most important lesson. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. I've asked another friend to read the 24 Hours a Day book.
I'm Joe, alcoholic.
Joe.
People often ask what makes the AA program work. One of the answers is that AA works because it gets people away from themselves as a center of the universe, and it teaches them to rely more on the fellowship of others and on strength from God. Forgetting ourselves in fellowship, prayer, and working with others is what makes AA program work. Are these things keeping me sober? Meditation for the day. God is the great interpret of one human personality to another. Even personalities who are the nearest together have much in their natures that remain a sealed book to each other. And only as God enters to control their lives are the mysteries of each revealed to the other. Each personality is so different. God alone understands perfectly the language of each and can interpret between the two. Here we find the miracles of the change and the true interpretation of life. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may be in the right relationship to God. I pray that God will interpret to me the personalities of other people so that I can understand them and help them.
Thanks, Joe. Let's see here. We celebrate various lengths of sobriety at this meeting, and I've asked my friend Gary to tell us all about it.
I'm Gary, I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Gary.
Gary.
We have a token system here, begin with the first token. Most important token, the beginner's one. This is the day we stay sober. Today, everybody here for the first bean since the last drink. Anybody celebrating 1 month continuous sobriety? We have monthly tokens. 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 1 year. Does anybody have any sobriety they want to recognize? Tomorrow night we got our friend Joe at a meeting in Bern, Indiana, so we got some free time. See if we can make it over there. Joe gets his 19-year token tomorrow night.
He hasn't made it yet.
Thanks,
It
Gary.
was April the 1st.
Oh, my goodness.
He's not feeling either.
Go home and go to bed.
My sponsor said I don't get it till Saturday.
We have no dues or fees in AA. We are entirely self-supporting, declining outside contributions. This self-support includes our rent for the room, the coffee, and the refreshments, and the contributions to the district, area, central office, and general service office. If you have a court slip that needs signed, drop it in the basket and it'll be returned to you after the meeting. And I've asked my friend Miranda to go over the announcements.
Miranda, alcoholic.
Miranda.
Alright, we have the 42nd annual Northeast Indiana Convention, for AA and Al-Anon, May 10th through the 12th, and that's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Save the date for the 68th Ohio State Convention, That's August 23rd through the 25th. And that is in Independence, Ohio. And we have this for the band app that tells about different AA and Al-Anon events in the area. And then next Friday at 7, this group is going to have a group conscience for anybody that is a home group member or wants to become a home group member. That's it.
Thanks, Miranda.